All right, so this is the second story that I wanted to touch on. Once again, I'm going to try not to be too long about this. This is actually something that I was wondering whether or not this would happen sooner or later. And I will be perfectly honest. I don't think that this is actually going to happen because Lord knows the Biden administration has been attacking credit ever since they got into office. They call, oh, yeah, the interest rates are unfair. Come on, man. How can you make the people pay these high interest rates? Biden sounds like a freaking clown. He sounds like a white Bill Cosby, only he's just older and more demented. And the Biden administration, and I've made videos about this because I talk about these stories every single time they come up. The Biden administration was ultimately attacking credit because they knew that student loans were going to be a major issue for them. They knew that student loans were going to basically put this country into a recession, and they knew it was going to keep us there. So they knew that they were going to end up with some form of stagflation due to the fact that the consumer is holding on to so much debt. The consumer has nobody to blame but themselves. When I went to school, I signed a promissory note. It said you're going to borrow X amount of money and you're going to have to pay back X amount of money. When the government tried to slap a 6.58% interest rate on me, I got me another job. I got a second job. I got a third job. No shit. I was getting paid like 4 and 5 times a month. I took all of that money and I applied it directly to the student loan, and I was able to pay my student loans off 10 years early. I was talking to this chick the other day, a single mom, post-wall. I was just talking to her. Don't worry, it's nothing serious. But anyway, she was telling me she's $100,000 plus in student loans. And I'm like, how the hell did you do that? And then the sad thing about it was, and I'm not naming names and I'm not going to give you any clues about like who this person is, but she's between jobs, can't get the job that she basically went to school to get the degree to get this job. She couldn't even get that job and keep it. And I'm thinking to myself, there's no way in hell she'll ever pay that off. No way. $100,000, you're talking about, that's like a 30-year fixed mortgage, man. It's like, nah, it's not happening. It's not happening. You literally have to be paying like $7,000 or $8,000 a month for like the next like couple of years. But anyway, Biden administration's been attacking credit cards. Originally, I did videos about this. They wanted to get rid of the score system. They wanted to get rid of the FICO scores. Now, I knew they'd never be able to pull that off because the reality is I understand enough about the Constitution to understand that the executive branch can't do that. They don't have the power. Congress could, but we have a Republican House, and they ain't down with that shit. Furthermore, if you did get rid of the credit system, what would you replace it with? They try to make up all these lies and bullshit. Now, keep in mind, I'm a black man. I'm a black man with an 850 credit score who owns multiple properties. You'll never see me on New York Times. You'll never see them doing a story about me because based upon what I've already said on this podcast that I run, they would basically know that I'm going to come out and point the finger at you and say you're not doing something right. Because if I can do it, you should be able to do it. Bottom line is, they can call the credit system racist. They can say, oh, yeah, it's racist. It's sexist. It's sexist credit system. Credit system ain't sexist. No, you fucked up because you were out there spending your money on Gucci bags and Gucci Prada Femi. You were out there wasting your money, and now your credit ain't shit. You were out there buying luxury cars you couldn't afford. You were making late payments, and your credit ain't shit. You leased a car, went over on the mileage because originally they told you, yeah, you're only getting 10,000 miles, and you went to 12,000 miles. Now they're charging you 30 cents a mile or whatever it is. You didn't pay it back, and then they went after your credit. They destroyed your credit. So, oh, they racist, they sexist, they racist, they sexist, they racist and sexist. They hate trans people. They are transist. Oh, they hate gays. They're gayist. You people are full of shit. And that's the reason why you'll never see me featured in anything, because they already know what I'm going to say. They know exactly what I'm going to say. I'm going to say what I'm saying now. So anyway, the Biden administration wanted to get rid of credit. They wanted to get rid of FICO scores. They were making up all this woke nonsense about credit. And the reality is none of it ever happened. Not only that, but the Supreme Court kicked their ass and basically said, listen, it's not within your power to forgive student loans. You can't. You can not enforce the collection, which even then you're going to get into problems, but you can't, you don't have the power to purse. The Congress does. The Congress in reality is the most powerful branch of government, not the presidency and not the Supreme Court. The Congress. The Congress has the power to change the executive branch and the Supreme Court, but only if the people agree on it and the people vote a specific way. So the reality is, I already knew that, but now the Biden administration, and granted, Joe Biden's old, he's drooling on himself, he's eating his pudding, he's eating his soup. He's an old man, so I guess it's not fair for me to kick him around, make fun of the dude, because he doesn't even realize he's president right now. That man, his brain is turned into mush. So it's bullying. I know. I'm being a bully by making fun of the old man. I'm being, what is it, ageist? I'm being ageist. I'm making fun of this old man. Come on, man! But anyway, what was I saying? Okay, so anyway, let's get to this story. I figured sooner or later they were going to try to attack credit card rewards, because the mere fact that I'm winning on credit card reward, I've talked to you, I've made multiple videos, I've told you all these tricks about credit cards, which one to use, how to use it. I've told you about paying off your balance every other night. I've already gone through all that, right? It occurred to me that the money that I'm saving up, because of the fact that for every single purchase, I'm getting 1, 2, or 3% cash back or credit rewards. And all I'm doing with my rewards, now granted, some people would say, oh yeah, why do you need to go on a $7,000 trip to Maldives on business class on Emirates? You don't need to go to Seychelles on business class on Emirates. You don't need to go to Bora Bora on Air Tahiti in business class. You could save money by not doing it. Yes, you're right. However, I like to enjoy a little bit of the money. What's the point of making money if you can't enjoy it? A little bit of it. And considering this is cash back or rewards back on money that I've already spent, that I had to spend, I had no choice. Like, for instance, when I go out and buy gas, I use my credit card. If you looked in my wallet right now, there's not a dollar in it, not a dime. There's not a dollar in my wallet. There's, what is it? There's my Capital One Venture. There's my Apple Card, and it's also on my phone. And that's it. I don't care. I basically haven't carried cash, because when I need gas, I use my credit card. When I need groceries, I use my credit card. But the trick is I pay off the balance every single night. But however, there are people who don't pay off their balances. The people who don't pay off their balances run revolving balances. They pay finance charges. They pay interest charges. And they subsidize people like me. And by the way, these aren't just poor people. There's a lot of rich people out there who run their credit card up. For whatever reason, they run up their credit card and they don't pay the balance off at the end of the day. I pay my balance at the end of the day. These people, you got Gucci, Prada, Femi, or they running out, they go into Cipollini, and they go in all these Italian restaurants. These people don't even speak Italian. They go into these restaurants because they want to be seen. We got to be with the who's who. Or they go into Brooks Brothers, or they go into all these wealthy places. These people, there's a lot of people who don't understand how to manage money. And these people feel that just because they're rich or they're born into wealth, they think that they could spend whatever they want, and they can pay it back whenever they feel like it. Who cares? Rich people run debt like crazy. Rich people run debt too. So it's not like this is an attack on the poor. This is an attack on anybody who's not disciplined enough to pay their credit card off. So the point is, the government under the Biden administration, because Trump would never have done this stupid shit. And they haven't, by the way, they haven't done anything. They're proposing. They haven't done anything. The Biden administration and key lawmakers are stepping their fight up against credit card fees. Now, this is how they lied to you. They're not stepping up their fight against credit card fees. They want to break down the credit system. They want to get rid of FICO scores. They want to get rid of rewards and points. But guess what? They don't have that power as the executive branch. They don't have it. The Congress will never go for it. And there's so many people who use these things wisely. and get points and upgrade their seats on planes so that they don't have to sit next to the psychopaths who are back there in economy and fighting and shit. They don't see. You'll never catch me on a fucking economy. I'll raise my hand to God right now. You will never catch me on motherfucking economy on one of these goddamn planes. If you see me, it's business class. Period. You'll never catch me in fucking economy. I keep a credit card right on the side. I got a platinum MasterCard. What is it for a credit union? I keep that on the side just in case I got to get on a flight. And you damn sure that flight's getting booked. But I'm flying business class. I'm not sitting next to these psychopaths and these lunatics in the back. And then more and more, these assholes are getting up out their seat. They trying to go to the door and open the fucking door while the plane is flying. Do you know what I would do to you? Do you have any idea what I would do to you if you're on my plane and you get up and try to open that goddamn door? You won't have, let me tell you something. Before the flight attendant can save you, I'll be all over you. And the beautiful thing about it is the harder the beating I give you for trying to touch that door in flight, I'm gonna be standing in front of Congress getting a medal of honor and valor and all that. I'm gonna be getting medals for beating the shit out of you for trying to open that door on the plane. There's no way in hell you're gonna see me in economy. No way. And these people are crazy lately. These people are nuts. Trying to open the door of the plane. And that's happening more and more. I'm like, what the fuck are you trying to bring down the whole plane? How am I supposed to sit up here in business class and enjoy my champagne? You up here trying to open the goddamn door. The beating I would give you, I would rush you down. I would run you down. And the beautiful thing is somebody'd be recording it and they'd be like, yes, hero black man saves American Airlines flight 162 because a guy tried to open the door. Man, I'd get the Medal of Valor for killing you. Like, I mean, it's awesome. These people are crazy. Trying to open the door while the plane is flying. I think one person managed to open the door while the plane was flying. I'm like, you people are nuts. But anyway, I deviate. Okay, so the Biden administration and key lawmakers are stepping up their fight against credit card fees that they say are slamming consumers and stifling bullshit. So anyway, but their ability to hack away at more than $130 billion in swipe fees and late penalties that banks and credit card companies charge each year could hinge on something Americans love: rewards programs that subsidize everything from airline travel to groceries. So I've told you, you want to bring up your credit score as fast as possible. It's still going to take you time because you got to remember credit tracks behavior. It tracks spending behavior with credit cards and it tracks your repayment behavior. All you got to do is not run revolving balances. There are some people who wait till the end of the month to pay their bill off to zero. I don't do that. I pay my bill off every single other night. So that means if I'm buying gasoline today and groceries today and I spend $100 on that card, you can guarantee that 2 days from now, I'll be paying that off. So that means on a month-to-month basis, I run zero interest payments. I don't have to pay them anything. So I'm using their card. I'm benefiting from their card. I'm getting the points, but I'm not paying anything. I'm getting 1%, 2%, 3% cash back every single. So basically, I'm actually getting paid to buy stuff that I normally would have bought anyway. And once you can wrap your mind around that concept, then you understand the reason why this advice makes sense. So now, because the Biden administration, they can't create anything. All they're trying to do is tax and spend, right? So now they want to go after your rewards points. The issue is sparking a major lobbying battle in Washington, with Wall Street unleashing a wave of ads across television, radio, and social media networks to convince consumers that the push to curb fees would sharply limit funding for the rewards program. And that's true. As I started out by saying, the people who don't pay their bills on time subsidize people like me. And when you want to say that you're stifling competition, there's a reason why we have multiple different types of credit cards. There's a reason why there's Visa and MasterCard and American Express and Discover. There's a reason for that. It's because that's competition. Most of these smaller banks if they really wanted to, they could get together and they could launch their own type of payment method. But the problem that they would have is they'd have a problem making it easy for you to access different points of sale all over the world that have already accepted Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and so forth and so on. Look how hard it is for you to use Apple Pay. Apple Pay is a MasterCard by Goldman Sachs. So there's a lot of places you can't use Apple Pay unless you use the physical card because they don't accept near field transcommunication. So normally I should be able to go wherever I want and just put my phone next to something or my Apple Watch next to something. I should be able to just pay it like that. But you can't everywhere because a lot of places have not upgraded their systems. Now, in a lot of these other countries that have brand new systems and brand new businesses, yes, they have Apple Pay, they have Google Pay. But the reality is, oh, no, competition is always out there. So the question is, why are you trying to mess with my rewards? The goal is to convince thousands of people to reach out to their elected representatives to let them know how disappointed they are and concerned they are, said American Bankers Association President Rob Nichols. We'll spend whatever is needed. Yeah. Washington's attempt to reshape the credit card industry is the latest clash between the Biden administration's top regulators, Congress, and the financial industry over the lucrative fees, new rules, and enforcement actions from agencies like the Federal Reserve, which we just talked about in the last video, and Consumer Financial Protection Bureau have already taken aim at practices ranging from debit payments to everything's misleading now. They're telling you up front, if you borrow money and you don't pay it back on time, you're going to pay interest. I don't see what's misleading about that. We already have usury laws that don't allow them to charge you more than 30% interest. That's why when you see interest on cards, it typically only goes up to like 28.9 or something like that. What you won't see is the fact that behind those higher interest rates, they also have finance charges. And the finance charges allow them to charge you a lot more. But guess what? You're not supposed to be using your credit card to supplement your income. If you can't afford that Gucci Prada Femi, then don't fucking buy it. If you can't afford something, don't buy it. Buy what you can afford and pay it back. What did the Bible say? They said neither a borrower nor a lender be, right? That's what it said. So anyway, those rewards are an untaxed kickback. Now, see, this is where I have a problem. Now, first of all, I pay my tax on time. I'm playing by the rules. I'm playing by the system. I use my credit card and I get points. When I want to go on vacation, I'm using those points to pay off my condo, pay off my apartment, pay off my hotel stay, whatever it is. And I earn that. That's why it's called a reward. I earn that. You, as the federal government, under the 14th Amendment, have no right whatsoever to come between me and my bank. You have no right whatsoever to come between me and my credit card agency. If my credit card agency gives me a contract that is obviously in bad faith, that's one thing. However, I signed off on this Capital One venture. I signed off on this Apple card. I signed off on this Visa, MasterCard, whatever. Gold, platinum, whatever. I signed off on that. You should keep your mind focused on that war that you're losing to the Russians over there with Ukraine. Don't worry about me getting my points to fly business class. That's the problem with these communists in office. That's the problem. They want to make us all equal through poverty. Whatever you work for, they want to take it from you. I think by now it's obvious that this is who they are and this is what they do, which is actually one of the reasons why it's good that now everybody's getting to see it. So this way they understand what they're fighting. What did Zero say? What am I fighting for? Now you see what you're fighting for. Because these motherfuckers are right there out in the open trying to take what you got. Trying to take your tax dollars, hand it over there to Zelensky so that it can disappear. They got soldiers over there walking around with high-priced guns, $7,000, $8,000 pistols. And you're like, wait a minute, how the fuck did you afford that? They got pictures of it. And the sad thing is, they can't even cover it up no more. Your money is being evaporated by this. Come on, man. Why can't these people over there be free? And you're stupid enough to fall for this shit. I'm not. But bottom line is, they're trying to mess with credit. They want to take what you got. It's just that simple. They're trying to take what you got. Now, I know that there's a lot of those supremacists out there who've said the same thing about people who look like me, but now the person who's doing it looks like you. So what are you going to do about it? That's my question. Now they look just like you. And now it's obvious. Now it's so obvious. All them people up in the White House, they look like you. And they're taking what you got. They're flooding you with illegal immigration. Your quality of life is going down. Your taxes are going up. Am I lying? Please, somebody tell me I'm lying. Please. I'd love for somebody to tell me I'm lying. I've got facts. I got figures. I'm not going to use any of them. It's a waste of time at this point. It's a waste of time. All you need to do is get into that place and vote in 2024. You need to vote for the Trump finger. So anyway, what's that? I don't even feel like reading the rest of this. You can read this yourself. I'll leave you the link. But the bottom line is, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to ruin the credit card system. That's what they're trying to do. They want to cast it as bad business in general. Now, I happen to think that the credit system is a good system. I mean, you've got 3 different scoring agencies. If you didn't do well with one of them, there's got to be a reason for it. But what the administration doesn't like is it's stopping you from buying stuff. Because if you can't buy stuff, their economy looks like shit, which it is. And it's obvious that we're in recession. It's obvious that we're in a state of stagflation. And you have to remember, one of the points of stagflation is that it's caused by poor government planning and action. It's caused by misled government programs. Stagflation is a period where you have high unemployment or high underemployment, which is something they don't want to talk about. You have high inflation, and I can't point to anything other than the housing market, the car market, just about every market. You can't afford anything because the interest rates are so high. We're in a state of stagflation. They are trying to attack credit because there is a large percentage of this country that actually uses credit right. And those people who use it right benefit from the laws that are already in existence. We're not cheating anybody. I'm not cheating anybody by getting online and paying my credit card off. I'm not cheating anybody. I'm obeying the law and I'm obeying the rules. The Biden administration is trying to undermine the credit system. In the last video I just did a couple minutes ago, I explained to you very simply, which if you didn't understand it, hopefully you understand it now, they're trying to undermine the dollar itself. They're trying to make it so that we have digital FedNow money. There's no limit on how high those debts can go. There's no limit. It could go to anything. Because once you get away from that US dollar, see, the US dollar is limited because of inflation. The US dollar is limited. When the US dollar suffers from inflation and prices go up and our interest rates have to go up in order to try to curb inflation, people feel that. What they're trying to do is they're trying to put you on something you don't feel. They're trying to put you on FedNow, and they're trying to knock out the existing credit card system because they understand that the existing credit card system is what upholds the dollar for the most part. They're never going to allow Bitcoin or cryptocurrency to take over payments in America. It'll never happen. I just showed you the FedNow system. The IRS absolutely will accept FedNow. They will not accept no fucking XRP. They will not accept XLM. They will not accept Cardano as payment. They will not accept anything else but FedNow or the legal US dollar tender. They won't accept anything else. So all you, the dollar's going down. It's crashing. The dollar's going down. Anybody who you hear saying that, I just want you to look them in the eye and say, you're an idiot. That US dollar is not only FDIC insured up to $250,000, but on top of that, it's backed by Lockheed Martin, who basically makes jet planes that carry nuclear bombs. I was going to see Oppenheimer later. I don't know if I want to see it today or later because the weather's a little nasty. But when you got a jet plane that flies around carrying bombs that have the ability to make entire countries disappear off the map, yeah, that kind of tells me that the US dollar has something backing it. When you have submarines, not like that OceanGate stupid nonsense, but when you have submarines that are like just literally just floating around and they have torpedo tubes in the top of them, and those torpedo tubes hatches just fly open, and they fire one, and that torpedo has the ability, or I should say that nuclear ballistic missile has the ability to just make an entire country disappear. That tells me that the US dollar is backed by something. They have like lasers and shit attached to fighters that can shoot down other countries' satellites, for God's sakes. Directed energy weapons, they call them. Yeah, the US dollar is backed by something. It's backed by a goddamn boatload of weapons. It's backed by, those cops who, if you call them and you say, hey, yeah, my neighbor's got a mental health issue and he's running around outside with a knife naked. When the cops show up, they're going to blow him away. Like that's their answer pretty much to everything. Because I watch these YouTube videos, these snuff videos that they've got on police activity. And basically it's kind of like you're the Godfather and you're phoning in a hit every time you dial 911. He's like, yes, Luca Brasi, I need you to do a favor for me. This guy has to go. My neighbor, he's got mental illness issues. He has to go. And you call 911 and then the cops show up and blow them away. It's just that simple. And even though, like, the women know it, like, if they want to get rid of their ex-boyfriend or their ex-husband and everything, oh, he's attacking me, he got a gun. And then the cops show up and blow the guy away, for the most part. So, every time you dial, that is backing up the U.S. dollar. The cops that come and kill people, that's backing up the U.S. dollar. And I know there's somebody out there getting triggered. But that's not how it was. I mean, if the person's a threat, they have to shoot until the threat stops and all that bullshit. And then they have to render aid while you're laying there with like 30 holes in your body. They have to render aid while you're leaking like a sieve. Because Luca Brasi showed up and he did the Godfather a favor. Like, Luca, I need you to do me a favor. I've got a neighbor and he keeps doing something I don't like him doing. I need you to take care of him. Right away, Godfather, I'll be right over. And that's it. It's like calling in a hit. So when you say that there's nothing backing up the US dollar, no, I fucking know there is. Like, for instance, try not paying your taxes and watch who shows up at your front door. IRS, open up. Oh, but I don't have to. Do you have a warrant? IRS, open up, or we're coming in strong. Yeah, I think by now you should get my point. So the bottom line is, anybody who tells you there's nothing backing up the U.S. dollar, they're fucking stupid. They just are. So Fed now is going to replace the U.S. dollar. You'll have no choice but to use it. But in the long run, I don't see this whole thing happening. I really don't see the Biden administration will never be able to beat these banks. It's not going to happen. They already failed with student loans. Just like they're failing over there in Ukraine. They already failed with student loans. What they're doing, now, and I want you to notice something, because I might talk about this in the next video, because I did promise I wasn't going to be too long. It's cheaper now to buy a Tesla Model Y than it is to buy like a regular car. The government is literally manipulating this market, and we're going deeper into debt because we got all these $7,500 tax credits. We're going deeper into debt to manipulate this market. And they're literally making it so that if you even have a little bit of money to buy a car, you damn sure better buy a Tesla because you ain't got no real choice. Your other choice is to try to buy a marked up Honda Accord or a marked up Toyota Camry or something like that. They're hurting you into a specific direction. They're trying to get us off of oil as quickly as possible. They're coming for your stove. They're coming for your gas dryer. They're coming for your gas water boiler. They're coming for your coal oven. You know that coal oven that we've got restaurants where they cook coal-fired pizza and they got brick oven pizza? They're coming after it. And and it's sad because 10 years ago, I might have heard myself saying this shit. I'd be like, yeah, this guy's a conspiracy theorist. I might have said that about me. They got it right in the fucking news. This is not a conspiracy. It's right there in the news. That's why I like reading the news. If you read the news, first of all, half of y'all don't read. You'll wake up and you're playing video games or you're on TikTok or you're on Instagram. You don't read shit. So you wouldn't know any of this. It's right there in front of you. The news is, they're saying it. They're literally saying Biden administration trying to take down credit card agencies. Fed now about to take over money in America. They're literally telling you. But you don't read shit because you're busy watching The Boys on Amazon Prime. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. You're busy watching. What are you watching? You're watching like Dancing with the Stars or some shit. I don't know. But the bottom line is they're telling you. This is not conspiracy. They're telling you. So I did promise I wasn't going to be too long. So I think the next video I do is going to be about the stock market and dividend paying stocks, because that's the one thing I can be absolutely certain and consistent on. We could talk about that specifically. But this is it. What do you think about this? Biden administration trying to take down the credit card system, trying to take away my rewards points. Right now, I've got about, what is it? When you do the math, on my Capital One venture, I've got about $900 saved up in rewards points, right? When I go on my next vacation, Bali and Bora Bora are planned. When I go on my next vacation, wherever I stay, and you're going to see it in the videos because I put the fucking videos up. Nobody watches them, but I put the videos up. I'm going to pay off my hotel stay or my condo or whatever it is, because I'm thinking about going away for the whole month of possibly this July coming. The only thing, and you're probably wondering why I didn't make a video recently, I haven't been spending any money because I'm waiting for my electric Cadillac to hurry up and be built and sold to me, right? One of the last videos I did a test drive of the car, and I'm still liking it. There were things about it I wish were a little bit better, but hey, I'm still going to buy it. But bottom line is, when I go on my next vacation, I'm going to pay it off using the credit card points, right? Fly in business class, obviously. I will never fly economy with these animals in the back ever again. You know how Rosa Parks said, yeah, you're not sending me to the back of the bus? Yeah, well, you're not sending me to the back of the plane. You're going to have to fight me. It's not happening. It's not happening. I got the credit card right here, homie. So that's the bottom line. So that's how it works. And I go through a cycle every single year of spending on the credit card, paying it off, spending on a credit card, paying it off. It's a cycle. But think about it. Now you're dealing with an administration who's so demented that now they want to take away my 850 credit score. They want to erase it. They want to make it so I don't have 800 credit scores. They want to, like, I did the right thing and they want to get rid of it. I did the right thing. They want to take away my rewards points. Think about that for a second. They want to take away your dryer. They want to take away your oven. They want to take away your gas water boiler. They want to take away your coal-fired barbecue grill. You're going to be forced to cook on George Foreman's electric grill from now on. And y'all don't believe it, but they're literally telling you. So anyway, that's where I am for right now. So I'm going to make one more video, but I'm going to focus on the current stock market. It's 10:25, so the stock market's open now, opened at 9:30. It says, in fact, right now it says breaking news, but this better be good. It says breaking news. What does it say? Spring trial date set for classified documents case and blow to Trump's quest for delay. They're trying to knock out the one person who they're most afraid of. They're trying to knock this dude out, the Trump finger. They're trying to knock him out because they know if that election was held today, Biden would lose so badly. Kamala Harris and Biden would be packed up and leaving. And that's the breaking news. It says, they're setting a spring trial date because they know that they got to take this bastard down. Hillary tried to do the same thing, and she couldn't figure out how to do it. But they're going after this dude. I think he's even going to get charged for January 6th. I'm not sure, but I heard something about them saying that they were going to charge him for January 6th or something. I don't know how that's going to work in court because I never heard him give any specific orders. Like, I never heard him say, yeah, burn down the Capitol. I never heard that. I heard him say, go peacefully and patriotically. That's what I heard. But, you know, these are liberals. They don't abide by the law. These people don't believe in the law or the Constitution. These people are trying to take your gas dryer from you, trying to take your gas stove, trying to take your coal-fired barbecue grill. They're trying to take your credit card points, and they're trying to take your FICO score away. Now, for those of you who only have like 500 or lower, I guess you don't really care. But for those of us who are above 700, yeah, we give a shit. So that's it for this part. I'm gonna make one more because I did promise this wasn't gonna be too long. So I'm gonna make another one. Let's see if I ran over 30 minutes or not. I honestly don't know, but we'll find out in a minute.